Some fat piece of shit from across the river.
Why is the Mafia theme so popular?
Some people see the Mafia as being quite glamorous. Same way we see like superheroes, I think. It's the power that people are attracted to, you know. These sort of like, they lead these glamorous lives and people think, you know what, I quite fancy a bit of that. What they don't think about is that they don't fancy probably murdering people and doing things, the dark side of the stuff that actually comes with the Mafia.
We're gonna play some ball.
One of the things that we're trying to do is we're trying to ask the player to portray a realistic Mafia game. So it was really important to us to create this really authentic sort of period setting. We really wanted the player to feel like they really were in the 40s and 50s. That was really, really important to us. And that period setting, it just carries on through everything, you know. We really want that sort of, the narrative to sort of seem as real as possible. And we don't allow you to do goofy stuff, you know. We ask you to be a realistic Mafia guy, and mainly for the reasons, that is pretty selfish reasons, to support the narrative, you know. We want to deliver this great narrative structure. We don't want people wearing pink tuxedos and stuff like that.
You'll have to explain this one to me, sonny boy. What's your story?
The stories in Mafia 2 is quite linear affair, you know. We kind of drive the player through this story, and then the open world acts as like a backdrop for our story, rather than it being like a sandbox per se. There are sandbox elements to it, of course, but the open world sort of acts as this great backdrop for our story to take place in, much in the same way as in BioShock's story happened in Rapture. You know, that game would have been nothing without Rapture and sort of the richness of that sort of environment. We decided to make things really linear, so we don't want player going off doing some like 3 hours worth of missions and you're like, hold on, that kind of kills the pacing of our story. So, but what we do is we open up the sandbox to the player, we open up the open world to the player at certain points. We're like, right, you need to get a car, you need to get a weapon, you need to come here by this sort of time. And at those points, that's where the player can experience the open world.
Wise guys, you work for them, you're set. You fuck with them, you die.
We are telling a mature story. We make no bones about it. We're telling a mature story in the same way as Scorsese with something like The Departed recently. There's a pretty dark moments in that film, but it wasn't like, no one kicked up a stink about it, you know. It was pretty realistically done. It wasn't gratuitous in any way. And it's the same for our game, you know. We're telling a mature story for adults, and it's like, right, if we feel we need these elements in the game, then we're going to put those elements in the game. And I don't think we should shy away from being able to do that, you know. We're not being gratuitous in any way. We don't ask you to chop off heads, we don't allow you to have sex with prostitutes and things like that, but at the same time we need to accurately portray these guys to support our narrative. I don't know how you'd tell a game about the Mafia and make it say PG or something like that. It just wouldn't be possible.
Don't go in! I'm getting away!